in our community. However, donations are still down. Now doctors are asking people to roll up their sleeves and give back. This noon, one woman explains how blood donations helped save her life.
As we return to a sense of normalcy, tourism is picking back up. Stephen Cavazos shows us how crowds are once again visiting local attractions.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
We have new details this noon after a San Antonio police officer was fired in late February.
According to suspension records, SAPD was given a recording of him directing an expletive-filled tirade toward a woman. Paperwork shows Officer Lee Biegert, while off duty on October 15th, directed the comments at an assistant funeral home director. That woman later handed over a recording of the conversation to SAPD. Biegert's termination paperwork was among SAPD's suspension records posted to the city's website Tuesday evening following a months-long delay. Department officials have offered no formal explanation about why they waited so long to make the records public. Biegert denied the allegations made against him.
This noon, police are still looking for a 30-year-old woman who disappeared 2 days ago. Felicia Paulina Ruiz was last seen on Monday in Del Rio wearing a pink cap, white shirt, pants, and pink shoes. She is 5 feet tall, weighs 100 pounds, and has brown hair, and was last seen with a tribal tattoo on her back. Ruiz was driving a white 2017 Nissan Versa with a license plate of 913J42. If you have any information, call the San Antonio Police Department at 210-207-7660. And the Corpus Christi Police Department searching for 1-year-old Zaylee Zamora. Police are also looking for 24-year-old Christian Ariel Garcia, who is suspected in the child's abduction. He was last seen wearing a white hoodie with a black mask and last heard from in Corpus. In addition, there is a clear alert for Jezebel Christine Zamora. If you have any information on these cases, call police. Also, an update on a house on the northeast side that we first told you about last night at 6 o'clock. Whatever work was being done to the home now has to stop.
Code compliance at that home on stormy skies this morning. That's in the Pheasant Ridge subdivision near Madison High School. Neighbors there told us they are worried about the home after remodeling and demolition work started. Siding has been removed and the roof is partially gone, raising safety concerns. Code compliance today issued a work stop order while it conducts an investigation into what is going on and what will be done to the home. We will continue to look into the situation as well. Local doctors are seeing an increase in the need for blood as more people feel comfortable going to the hospital for elective surgeries. In fact, the request for blood from hospitals is now 10 times higher than the increase in donations. Health officials worry this is putting patients in need of blood at risk. Tiffany Huerta shows us why donating is critical, and a San Antonio mother shares how it saved her life.
I woke up one morning at home and realized that I was having a miscarriage.
Melody Vise says she lost a lot of blood and was rushed to the hospital.
Whenever I began to receive that blood transfusion, I absolutely could literally feel life coming back into my body.
The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is now in desperate need of blood donations to help other hospital patients just like Melody.
Blood saves the lives of people in our hospital every day.
Local doctors gathered this morning to push out this message.
We need all types of blood. The surgeries are dependent on blood. The trauma patients are. We see a lot of mothers that are delivering and their newborns that need blood.
The center says it's unable to complete all the requests they are getting from the hospitals. Health officials say with summer right around the corner, they usually see less people donating blood.
Had a young woman, mother of 3, in a horrifying car crash over the weekend, whose life was saved because she got blood in a helicopter on the way to us and blood from us in our trauma center.
While Melody will never meet her donor, she has a special message.
I'm forever grateful to that person.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
If you'd like to schedule a blood donation, all you have to do is visit ksat.com for more information.
Hundreds of thousands of doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may soon expire. Now Johnson & Johnson is working to extend the shelf life of its COVID-19 vaccine. The company delivered more than 21 million doses in the U.S. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 11 million of them have been administered. In Ohio, the governor says 200,000 doses, though, are set to expire at the end of the month. The White House has said, quote, a very small fraction of the COVID-19 vaccine doses sent to states will go unused.
With more people getting vaccinated, tourism is heating up again this summer. And last year, attraction spots saw a dip in the number of tourists due to the pandemic, but crowds are making their way back to places like Natural Bridge Caverns. Stephen Cavazos takes us on this adventure back to a sense of normal.
It's a wonder of nature. Natural Bridge Caverns is the state's largest underground attraction, which offers tourists a hidden world beneath our feet.
Natural Bridge Caverns was founded a long time ago by some St. Mary's University students that found this small little hole in the ground and found the most wondrous cavern that there is in the state of Texas.
But last year was unlike any other. Adams tells us they saw a huge dip in the number of visitors. And for a short time, things went dark.
2020 certainly was a challenge. You know, we did have some good days, but it was definitely not our best year.
Adams says Natural Bridge Caverns reopened last May, but
we had to restrict the number of people on our tours. We were restricting the number of people in buildings. We were social distancing.
Now a year later, things here are getting back to normal, with passage tours, twisted trails in the Texas sky, and a 5,000 square foot maze.
The Amazing Ranch Roundup, just another addition to help visitors get lost in all the fun. Now let me find my way out of here to show you guys more of what Natural Bridge has to offer. Left, right, we'll go this way.
Adams tells us this past Memorial Day brought a familiar feeling for families as they venture back out into the world post-pandemic.
People are coming back and they're happy to be here.
Stephen Cavazos, KSAT 12 News.
Oh yeah, it's time. Get your medals, your flower crowns, your cascarones ready. Fiesta's almost here.
The fun kicks off next Thursday, and things will look a little different this year. Texas Cavaliers River Parade will be the only parade this year. It's happening Monday, June 21st at 7. The parade will be at full capacity. More than 300,000 guests expected to be there. And even though there are a lot of changes this year from the years past, including the month it takes place, but officials say the change in season won't change the experience.
We were worried about the heat, but I think it's going to work out perfect. Hadn't been beautiful the last few days. You know, we're right there. It's supposed to be pretty great.
You can still get tickets for the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. We'll have more information a little later this morning on KSAT.com. You can also call 222-RIVER.
And a reminder, tonight we are hosting a town hall discussion about Juneteenth, its importance and its history. Trinity University professor Carrie Lattimore will be joining KSAT 12 anchors Isis Romero and Steve Spriester tonight at 7. They will also be answering viewer questions, which you can still submit on our website right now. You can watch the discussion online tonight on KSAT.com or on the KSAT TV app.
Heat and humidity sticks with us through the weekend, and maybe a bit of a change early next week. We'll take a look at the forecast coming up.
Not a surprise, Aaron Rodgers, a no-show at Packers minicamp. We'll hear from their head coach when Larry Ramirez comes up in a few minutes in sports.
Senators were not able to come together with President Joe Biden to agree on those infrastructure talks. However, a bipartisan effort could be resulting in a new plan. We have details on that after the break. Today, President Biden embarking on his first foreign trip since taking office. He is attending the G7 summit in England, where he'll have his much anticipated one-on-one meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. This trip comes as infrastructure talks with the lead Senate Republican negotiator failed. However, as ABC's Ike Ajachi explains, another broad bipartisan group of senators are trying to agree on a new plan with new details.
Today, as President Biden steps onto Air Force One for his first international trip as president, domestic negotiations on a bipartisan infrastructure bill suffered a major setback.
They moved the goalposts on me a couple times, and they just decided to walk away.
West Virginia GOP Senator Shelley Moore Capito says she could have convinced 20 to 25 Republican senators to get on board with her infrastructure proposal. But the White House responding that the offer wasn't enough to meet the needs of the American people.
The president has come down by about $1 trillion. That's quite a bit. Obviously, we'd like to see more, but there are a number of opportunities and paths to have these discussions moving forward.
One of those other paths, a new bipartisan group of 20 legislators. Overnight, the group unveiled a new plan which includes $761 billion of new spending over 8 years. It's less than Capito's final pitch of $928 billion, and far less than the $1.4 trillion in President Biden's last proposal. Besides the price tag, a key sticking point is how to pay for it. Republicans want to use existing government funds with no tax increases, and President Biden is insisting wealthy corporations and individuals earning more than $400,000 foot the bill. And now, the top Senate Democrat signaling his party is ready to go it alone.
We're not going to sacrifice the bigness and boldness in this bill.
But that can't happen unless they get rid of the filibuster, which requires 60 votes in the Senate to pass most legislation. But with a 50-50 Senate and key Democrats like Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema of Arizona opposed to ending the filibuster, it's unclear how Democrats can move forward. Both Manchin and Sinema are part of the new bipartisan group trying to reach an infrastructure deal. But if they can't, Democrats hope the two will agree it's time to move forward. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Outside with live cam. Walked outside a few minutes ago, and maybe I'm just feeling more humidity than there is, but it felt really, really sticky, like the worst of the 3 days so far. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, yeah,
Kinda.
humidity
well,
is
close.
He's
really
often
about the
kind
same,
of right.
but it's bad. It's just bad. It's no fun to be outside right now. The aquifer is holding steady today. It looks like it's not showing up, but the aquifer's holding steady, and the pollen count, everything's low, so no big deal there. We do have some rain chances headed our way. It looks like early next week. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
We're trying to figure out if Justin was trying to say, not only were you kind of right, you're kind of wrong. Because humidity is pretty much the same blanket we've had for a couple of days, huh?
We're splitting hairs. Unless David can tell the difference between a dew point of 75 and 76. Maybe he can. Maybe he's that good.
Maybe he is.
You might be surprised.
It's been around a long time.
He is becoming a weather expert these days. We didn't get the aquifer in before the break there, but it is holding steady at 671.1. I mean, this is a really good number. We're heading into the summer with a surplus, just what we want to see. And there's like the satellite picture. A lot of cloud cover still. It was a little deceiving this morning because the clouds were breaking up, and then they sort of worked their way back into San Antonio. So it's still mostly cloudy. That'll help us a little bit with temperatures, but not a whole lot. I mean, we're still going to be up near 90 this afternoon. More breaks off to the east at around Lavernia, Gonzales, and then off to the west, Hondo, Kerrville, still cloudy skies there. We're at 83 at the airport, 84 Randolph, 88 at Stinson. If you remember yesterday at this time, we were at 86. So the clouds shave off just a couple of degrees there. 80 in Uvalde, 90 though, Cotulla, where the sun is out, 94 in Laredo, one of the hot spots. And there's a look at the dew point, still extremely high. Dew points are at 75, which is, yes, about where they were yesterday. Just extremely humid in the oppressive category. And when you factor that in, feels like it's 90 here in town, feels like it's 101 in Gonzales, 100 in Pleasanton, 101 in Cotulla and Laredo. That's brutal. Feels like 108 at noontime. You can only imagine how bad it's going to be this afternoon. Here's a look at the forecast heat index, 104 here in town, potentially 108 Pleasanton, 101, 111, I should say, in Cotulla. So big time numbers. And once that sun comes out, it'll feel, again, even worse. We're talking a little bit about this morning, car versus air temperature. Always a good reminder this time of year. 70 degrees in your car, 60 minutes. Once the doors are closed, gets up to about 112. You go 80 degrees, 60 minutes, it'll get up to 123 degrees inside the car. And 90 degree temperature, which is what we're expecting this afternoon, it can get up to 133. So just a good reminder, never leave children or pets in an unoccupied vehicle. one of those reminders we always pass along this time of year. Outside right now, again, mostly cloudy skies, 83 degrees at the airport. South-southeasterly winds at about 15. They've been a little bit gusty today. Here's the setup. Cloud stretch from Dallas to San Antonio, but no rain. You're going to go into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama before you find some rain. And this big ridge high pressure is going to stay in place for the next couple of days, basically influencing our weather, keeping status quo here where we have right around 90 in the afternoon and still a lot of humidity. But by Monday, we'll be in more of a northerly flow. We'll be on the backside of this ridge, and that'll open the door for some showers and storms. We pushed it back just a little bit. Yesterday we mentioned Sunday. Looks like Sunday is going to be dry at this point, but Monday and Tuesday, about a 20% chance of rain. Very quickly, I do want to take a look at the tropics. We do have one system down here in the Caribbean that the Hurricane Center is watching, although there's a very low chance of this developing. Same story in the Pacific, although this area here has a little bit better chance of developing. And some of the models wanted to bring something into the Gulf next week. Now they're backing off of that. And really, it's too far away to make any sort of guesses at that. It's probably not going to happen at this point, but it is something to watch. We'll keep an eye on anything that develops in the Caribbean. And it is that time of year where we do need to keep close watch on the tropics. Forecast, 92 today, 92 Thursday, 93 Friday, low 90s to mid 90s this weekend. And there's your 20% chance of rain Monday into Tuesday with partly cloudy skies. Guys.
What a change in the weather from last week. Thank you.
Yep. So I guess the question now is Dak Prescott's health an issue anymore, or are they still concerned about it as he goes into minicamp?
They don't seem to be concerned really at all. I mean, he looks good out there. Dak says he's ahead of the schedule when it comes to his rehab and says he could play a game and be okay. So Dak Prescott is healthy, and his head coach says he will be ready to go for training camp. And Tyrod Taylor out in Houston is helping the other Texans quarterback despite the fact he wants to start. Coming up.
Are you able to comment on what it's like not having Watson there?
No, sir.
Texans offensive coordinator Tim Kelly is a mom when it comes to Deshaun Watson missing OTAs in Big Board Sports.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott is back on the field and doing his hip routine for the start of mandatory minicamp, nearly 8 months removed from that season-ending ankle injury in Week 5 against the Giants. Dak is looking great, and Coach McCarthy expects him to be ready for training camp next month.
He's done everything. He hasn't missed anything that's been slated. I mean, he's doing a lot of extra, frankly. So the anticipation would be for him to go to every day. Is the outlook. So, but I would anticipate a start with him in a full mode, and get him into the team meeting, the team periods, and just get back to playing football.
Dak recently said he is far ahead of schedule when it comes to his rehab and says he can play in a game and not worry about his ankle. Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson is not taking part in OTAs leading up to their mandatory minicamp next week. That leaves veteran Tyrod Taylor, Jeff Driscoll, and rookie Davis Mills to fight for QB1. Taylor wants to start but hasn't shied away from helping out the rookie from Stanford.
It's great, and I think that's just just goes to show how good of a person Tyrod is coming in here, and again, offering up the knowledge that he's been able to accumulate over his 11-year career now. So he's doing a good job sharing all those things. If anybody has a question, he's open to answering it. And again, having an experienced guy in the room is only going to help kind of the maturation process there.
Mills played in a pro-style offense at Stanford, which is helping him when it comes to learning the Texans' offense. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers was a no-show at mandatory minicamp for Green Bay Packers yesterday. Not unexpected, since he missed organized team activities while vacationing in Hawaii and has made no secret of his displeasure with the organization, who moved up in last year's draft to take quarterback Jordan Love. Davante Adams missed all of organized team activities along with other veteran receivers in what appears to be a show of support for Rodgers, but Adams was on the field yesterday and he told reporters he has Aaron's back. In the meantime, is Coach LaFleur worried about Rodgers staying in shape while he's missing camp?
I think Aaron's got a ton of experience, and he's not a guy that worry about particularly that much. He's a pro's pro. I know he knows how to take care of his body and get himself ready to play. So that is not much of a concern for us at all.
According to reports, Rodgers could be fined a little more than $93,000 for missing this mandatory minicamp. He's already missed out on $500,000 workout bonus for missing the first 3 phases of the Packers offseason workout program. So I'm guessing $93,000. He probably really doesn't care.
That's like almost $600,000.
I know, man.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's got deep pockets, though.
I'd show up just to get paid.
By 2025, hearing loss could affect more than 2 billion people across the planet. Coming up in our next half hour, how hearing loss affects your overall health and what you can do about it.
Doctors reporting that some younger people are experiencing a heart ailment after getting the COVID-19 vaccine, while the CDC says the side effect is rare and treatable.
Half of eligible Americans are now fully vaccinated. And today, a new milestone for the Pfizer vaccine, entering the final phase of trials for children ages 5 to 11. Now, this comes as concern grows over a new Delta variant that seems to be infecting younger people more than other strains. It's spreading fastest among 12 to 20-year-olds. Meanwhile, on the vaccine front, children are one step closer to being able to get a COVID vaccine. Pfizer launching phase 2 and 3 trials in children 5 to 11.
Children tend to make better immune responses than adults, so we're hoping that will be the same case for the 5 to 11-year-olds.
The children get 2 shots, but a lower dose than what's given to adults. And Pfizer is already planning to test children under 5 using an even lower dose.
But now there may be a link between heart ailments among young people and the COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccine advisors to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention posted a statement on the CDC website detailing the issue. They say within 30 days of receiving the second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, there was a higher than expected number of myocarditis or heart inflammation cases in 16 to 24-year-olds. The CDC says it's monitoring the reports, but right now it is rare and that most patients quickly feel better with treatment. Pfizer says it is aware of the reports, but the benefits of the vaccine outweigh the known and potential risks.
The European Union has approved a new COVID travel certificate with the goal of opening the 27-nation bloc for the summer. Right now, travel rules and regulations differ from country to country, but starting on July 1st, all EU nations will have to recognize these new certificates in either paper or digital form. Those certificates will be free, and they will certify that a person has either been vaccinated against COVID-19, has recently tested negative, or has recovered.
Now to the new report from investigative group ProPublica, releasing tax returns of some of America's wealthiest people. The documents revealing just how little they apparently pay in taxes, and it's all legal. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
From Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Rupert Murdoch, and Mark Zuckerberg, investigative group ProPublica revealing in stunning detail just how little America's richest seem to have paid in taxes over the last 15 years.
What we found is they're completely out of the tax systems.
Documents show in 2007, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos made $3.8 billion, but Bezos, now the richest man in the world, paid zero in federal income taxes that year, same as Tesla billionaire Elon Musk in 2018. But a completely different story for the average American making a median salary of about $60,000 to $70,000, according to ProPublica senior reporter and editor Jesse Eisinger.
They're paying about 14% on income taxes. These guys are paying 3.4% on the equivalent of their income, their wealth growth. That seems like a deeply, profoundly unfair system.
Between 2014 and 2018, legendary investor Warren Buffett made $24.3 billion, paying just $23.7 million in federal income taxes during that same time period. Still telling CNBC he supports higher taxes for the wealthy.
The wealthy are definitely
undertaxed.
In a statement saying, I continue to believe that the tax code should be changed substantially. ProPublica found nothing illegal. Its investigation focused on federal income taxes, which are largely based on wages and salaries. These billionaires bring in most of their cash through investments rather than salaries, and that gain in wealth is not taxed until a sale, and then usually at a low tax rate, showing that the federal tax code skews toward the wealthy. A Treasury Department spokesperson tells ABC News that the unauthorized disclosure of confidential government information is illegal. Multiple federal agencies are now investigating this tax leak, including the IRS and FBI. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Live look outside. Look at that. The sun is out and it looks beautiful, but if you walk out there, you're going to have really bad hair.
The sun is out, kinda.
Kinda. Oh yeah, that's our new meteorological term. Kinda this, kinda that.
Somewhere in between. Yeah, the sun is trying to pop out. We have mostly cloudy conditions at the airport, but we'll get plenty of sun this afternoon. You know, the question has been, we were tired of the rain. Now we're kind of ready for it to come back, to get rid of some of this heat. There are some rain chances down the line as we get into Monday and Tuesday, but a dry forecast through the weekend. So if you have plans this weekend, it all looks good. There's like the satellite picture, and you can still see a nice area of clouds over Bexar County. But as you go east of, say, Randolph, you're running into quite a bit more sun out towards Seguin and Gonzales. 85 in New Braunfels, 81 Canyon Lake, 77 Tarpley, 80 in Uvalde. And if you're heading out to some of the state parks, it's a little rough to do some hiking right now, but not too bad. Well, 102 is not so fun. That's out of Devils River State Natural Area. But Enchanted Rock, temperatures will be around 88 degrees today. Guadalupe River State Park, 92. Lost Maples State Natural Area, 92 there. So hot and humid. Be careful if you are outside. You definitely want to take a lot of water with you. Here in San Antonio, we'll get those temperatures up to about 92. And we will break out into some partly cloudy, even mostly sunny skies a little bit later today. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. Hearing loss associated with decreased energy and physical activity in older adults, and that could lead to even worse health outcomes. ABC's Faith Abube on how we can intervene.
The World Health Organization predicts that by 2050, nearly 2.5 billion people will have some degree of hearing loss. Hearing loss doesn't just affect the way people communicate and understand the world around them. It can also lead to social isolation, depression, increased mental demand, and increased risk of falls. More still, researchers from Johns Hopkins University found that hearing loss is associated with decreased physical activity and stamina in older people, which can affect overall health. In fact, they saw that those with hearing loss have the stamina of someone roughly 5 to 7 years their senior. One simple solution: get moving and keep moving. Promoting regular, healthy, and safe physical activity in people with hearing loss may help delay or prevent the poor health outcomes associated with a more sedentary life. And that's true even for people without hearing loss. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News.
A new thriller is bringing nightmares to the daylight after an event keeps people from ever falling asleep. We're going to take a look at Awake. Still ahead in the spotlight.
And Philadelphia is back in their series. NBA highlights coming up with Larry Ramirez in sports in just a few minutes.
And it's a milestone. Starbucks will soon allow customers to once again bring their own mugs. When all that starts, coming up in your consumer news.
Hello, everyone. This is your daily tech and business briefing from Cheddar News. Marqeta is raising $1.23 billion in their IPO. This after they priced shares above the expected range. The payments company sold 45.5 million shares for $27 a piece on Tuesday. They previously marketed their shares for $20 to $24 each, highlighting strong demand for their IPO. The company now has a market value of $14.3 billion. That is well above their private valuation of $4.3 billion last year. Meanwhile, soon you'll be able to bring your mug to Starbucks again, as the coffee chain will allow customers to bring their own reusable cups back starting on June the 22nd. Now, Starbucks typically encourages patrons to bring their own cups to avoid waste, but they stopped doing that last March due to the pandemic. And Microsoft will soon be selling products at their brick and mortar stores once again, but with a catch. The tech giant will begin selling products at their experience centers in New York, London, and Sydney next month. Online ordering or in-store pickup options will not be available. Microsoft permanently closed their retail stores in the U.S. and around the world last year, shortly after the pandemic began. And that's your Cheddar News Business and Tech Update. I'm Baker Machado, coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
A global catastrophe causes people to lose the ability to sleep. Thankfully, that's not a headline, but a plot line of a new thriller debuting on Netflix today.
A nightmare. CNN's Rick Damigella has the story.
15 hours ago, something happened. We don't know what caused it or why it occurred. But what we do know is that none of us can sleep.
After a mysterious event causes computerized technology to go offline, the world's population finds itself unable to sleep in the thriller Awake.
You know, funny thing is I usually sleep like 2 to 3 hours tops at night.
Shamir Anderson co-stars opposite Gina Rodriguez.
This is a simple concept, which is not a spoiler alert, is people can't sleep. Such a simple thing, but like, you know, being able to explore that in film was super interesting.
Hands up, get out! Don't shoot! Hands up!
Don't shoot!
Hands up!
I can sleep.
The movie was filmed in Anderson's hometown of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
This experience was like flawless for me. You know, I was at home, my mom was on set, my friends and family. You know, as for like a creative process, you know, this character, I really wanted to work hard with, you know, trying to have him come across as likable as possible. Because when you first meet him, you know, no spoilers, but you kind of are a bit curious of who this person is, given what he's dressed like and where he's coming from.
No, you should probably hang on to it. You look pretty mean pointing at people, just in case something happens.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
My worst nightmare, not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people will see that and then not be able to sleep when they get home?
I don't know. All right, so kind of cloudy out there. There's that word again.
Yes, but the sun is trying to come out. It'll be out this afternoon. 83 so far today, but temperatures are already getting warmer than that. 76 degrees the low this morning. Records 104 and 58 set back in 1910 and 1890. Way back in 1890, it got down to 58. We do not have any of that in our forecast. Lots of heat and humidity, overnight lows staying in the 70s. With a few changes late in the forecast. Another look at that 7 day. It's coming up.
Normally around this time, we're talking about the radar and the weather that's coming and the weather that just passed and how many inches of rain. And here we are.
2 points, what we're talking
We're talking
about.
humidity now.
Humidity has been the big story this week. Sure has. It still is today. We also, this time of year, start talking about the Saharan dust. Remember that? We get it every summer, comes across the Atlantic. We're starting to see some plumes of that work its way across the ocean towards the United States. So far, we haven't seen any here. We have had a little bit of smoke or a little bit of haze in the atmosphere, but it is not dust. That dust does try to get a little bit closer into the Gulf of Mexico by, say, Monday. Still doesn't look like it'll have a big effect on us, but I wanted to show you this just to, remind you that this time of year that can start to happen. We saw quite a bit of it last year. Outside right now, actually the time lapse, it was sunny earlier, and then the clouds really started to fill back in as we got towards mid-morning. At this hour, mostly cloudy to cloudy skies, 83 degrees at the airport, southeasterly winds at 15. That dew point still at 75. That's where we were yesterday. This humidity just does not want to give up. 83 Boulevardy, 82 Canyon Lake, 85 in New Braunfels, 78 Bandera, 83 right now in Hondo. And you've got some 90s on the map. There's quite a bit more sun down to the south and west. So we're up to 90 in Cotulla and 94 in Laredo. Dew points, mid-70s, if not upper 70s in some cases. Extremely sticky still. The dew point in Uvalde registering 80. That would be pretty incredible. That's a high number. We talked about that earlier. That is really sort of the top of what we would see here in South Texas. And as you zoom out, most of Texas is dealing with humidity. Even out in West Texas, dew points are in the 70s. So it's not just here, and that's contributing to high heat indices across the Lone Star State. Now, this is the forecast high today, 92, but it will feel like 104. In Waco, the high temperature 90, but it'll feel like 99. everybody, almost everybody, is going to deal with this heat and humidity this afternoon with some big-time temperatures even up in the Texas Panhandle. Satellite picture shows the morning cloud cover is trying to ease back a little bit. Still fairly thick, Kerrville to Uvalde, Rock Springs, but breaking up east of San Antonio. And the bigger picture here across the country, really a pretty quiet scenario out west, and that's because we have a ridge of high pressure. That is keeping things very, very quiet. But rain stretches from Memphis up to Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and East Coast. And not only are they dealing with rain, they also got the cicadas. Have you heard about that? A lot of cicadas up and down the East Coast. It happens ever so often, and they're dealing with that. It's causing some problems. Thankfully, that is not the case here. Here's what our futurecast looks like. High pressure builds in next few days, keeps things fairly quiet. And then as we get into Monday, Tuesday of next week, that's when the high pressure gets far enough away where we start to open the door for some showers and storms, isolated chances early next week. So the extended forecast calls for 92 today, 92 tomorrow, 93 on Friday, low to mid-90s this weekend, and then rain chances do return, as we mentioned, Monday and Tuesday, guys.
All right. Thank you, Justin. We'll be back with more after this.